That potential indictment in what would be a first ever for a U.S. president is not expected until at least next week, if at all, in New York City. Right now, it's unclear if the Manhattan grand jury investigating alleged hush money payments involving former President Trump in 2016 will be hearing from additional witnesses. And we're joined right now by former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, a Republican and potential 2024 presidential candidate. He's with me now. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Adrienne. Good to be with you.
Good to see you again, as always. You know, obviously, former President Trump has denied any wrongdoing in this case. The GOP has a lot of opinions about him and some concerns. You yourself have been critical at times, but do you believe this Manhattan DA probe is essentially only politically motivated, that this is some type of a game?
Well, first of all, I've been a former federal prosecutor, and so I understand what it means to make a decision and take a case into court, and you don't want to take a marginal one in. And I struggle with trying to figure out exactly the legal theory and how this could be a winnable case. And so that troubles me. And of course, some of the statements that the prosecutors made gives it a taint of politics, and it's not a pretty look for our country indicting a former president on what appears to be a marginal set of facts and legal theory. Now, having said that, let's stop listening to the former president, his announcements of that, and let's let the facts come out. And what the facts are is what should determine the outcome of the justice system. We've got the best justice system in the world, and so that process will work. The president, if he's charged, has a right to defend himself. Let's don't prejudge that, and let the system of justice works like it works for millions of Americans every year. It's just a reality of where we are. I think it's a distraction, and hopefully we can move on quickly to talk about the serious issues that face our country, many of those you just covered in terms of threats that we see from abroad.
Now, earlier this week, you did say that our president, our next president, needs to be a governor. We've seen how popular the idea has been for somebody who's a political outsider, someone who's strayed from the political path, to go all the way up to the highest office in our land. But is your statement more about the GOP deciding on someone with more traditional resumes, or are you talking about backing Ron DeSantis?
No, I'm speaking about Republican governors have had to lead and have led very well through the pandemic. So people understand their leadership capability, their love for freedom, their ability to manage through crisis. And they also know how to balance a budget and create surpluses and create jobs. And so it's tested leadership. Executive leadership is what I was referencing. Obviously, we want to move our country forward in terms of solutions, and our senators serve us well. But whenever you look at the next president, I think governors offer something that is unique, which is executive experience that has been tested. In terms of the current governors that are out there, they're looking at it. There's a number of them. I'm one of those that will be making a decision and announcement next month. But governors have a special place in leading, and that's why I think in this particular time in our country, they offer something different and unique, and that's needed with the threats that we see in America today.
I have another question to ask you, and I know you have yet to announce formally whether you will or will not run for this candidacy. But if Mr. Trump was to ask you to be the VP alongside of him, what would you say?
Well, I don't expect that to happen because I've been critical of Mr. Trump in terms of how he's handled himself subsequent to the last election. And in fact, I was chair of his campaign in Arkansas, but after January 6th, after the post-election comments and his singular focus on the past, I don't expect him to offer me anything, and I'm competing potentially, if I make that decision, against him, and we look for alternatives of his leadership for the future of our party and our country, and I think that's what's important for us to evaluate in 2024.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.